chosen one, listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is not an accident. If this video found you today, it means a divine shift has already begun in your life. Something unexpected, something powerful, something that will change your entire financial reality is moving toward you right now. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already signed your breakthrough. The blessing you thought would take months is about to appear suddenly, without warning, without struggle, without effort. This is not luck. This is alignment. Your spirit is being pulled toward a moment where your life upgrades in a way even you didn't expect. So before we begin, prepare yourself, because what is coming next is not normal wealth. It is unexpected wealth, the kind that only chosen ones receive. Before you get lost in this video, you must first do 3 things to connect with God's energy. First, you must like the video and then leave a comment. Thank you, God, for choosing me. And finally, you must send your signal to the universe by subscribing to the channel. Your energy shifted without you realizing. Recently, something inside you changed quietly, without noise, without drama, and without any big announcement. It wasn't a sudden event, but a soft inner shift that almost felt unexplainable. You started feeling more silent, more observant, and more uninterested in things that once excited you. This change wasn't random. It was a sign that your spirit was moving into a higher vibration, a higher timeline, and a higher purpose. Without even trying, your energy upgraded. You may have noticed moments where you didn't feel like talking much, or where certain conversations felt too draining. This is because your soul began to outgrow the frequency of people and situations around you. When your energy rises, you naturally detach from anything that doesn't match that level anymore. It isn't attitude, it isn't mood swings, it's spiritual evolution. Your inner world is becoming cleaner, clearer, and more focused, and this shift creates space for better things to enter. There were also moments when your old habits didn't feel comfortable anymore. You may have felt bored of the same routine, or suddenly uninterested in the same distractions. This is because your spirit is preparing you for a bigger life, one that requires discipline, clarity, and a stronger mindset. When your destiny is calling, old patterns start breaking on their own. You don't even have to force change. Your soul forces it for you. That inner discomfort was actually a sign that you were leveling up. A big sign of this energy shift is the sudden need for peace. You began valuing silence more. You started avoiding drama without even trying. You protected your energy like never before. This happened because your spirit knew something important. A blessing is coming, and you cannot receive it in chaos. Peace is the foundation for abundance. When your energy becomes calm, your life becomes open for miracles. God always speaks in stillness, and you are being guided back to that stillness. You may have also felt disconnected from certain people, not because you stopped caring, but because your soul stopped resonating with their vibration. When you rise spiritually, you attract new types of people. Those who motivate you, support you, understand your growth, and match your frequency. This isn't loneliness. This is alignment. Your circle is changing because your destiny is changing. This inner shift is also the reason you suddenly started thinking bigger about your life. You began imagining better opportunities, better relationships, better income, and better experiences. This isn't fantasy. This is intuition. When your vibration rises, your spirit starts showing you glimpses of the life you're meant to live. You may not know how everything will happen, but you can feel that something big is coming. That feeling is real. That pull inside you is real. Your soul can see the doors opening long before your eyes can. This energy upgrade has quietly positioned you for unexpected wealth. Not just money, but wealth of opportunities, wealth of confidence, wealth of purpose, wealth of clarity. Your energy finally matches the blessings heaven has been holding for you. And because this shift has happened inside you, your reality will now start shifting around you. Your destiny has already begun moving. Something powerful is on the way, and your spirit felt it before your mind understood it. The universe is rearranging people and paths for you. Lately, you may have felt like too many things in your life were falling apart at the same time. People you trusted suddenly grew distant. Situations you thought were stable collapsed without warning. Plans you made with confidence didn't go the way you expected. And naturally, you blamed yourself. You wondered, why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? But the truth is, you didn't do anything wrong. In fact, everything happening around you has been happening for you. When a major blessing or unexpected wealth is on its way, the universe starts rearranging your life quietly, piece by piece. It removes people who might slow down your growth, blocks opportunities that would waste your time, and closes paths that lead nowhere. This cleansing phase often feels painful because you're losing things you thought you needed. But spiritually, you are only losing what was never meant to stay. Think about the people who walked away from you recently. You might have felt abandoned or confused, but those exits were protection. Some people cannot travel with you into the next chapter of your life because their energy, intentions, or mindset would hold you back. God saw things you couldn't see. That person leaving was not rejection. It was divine rescue. Then there were situations that ended suddenly, even though you tried your best to hold them together. Jobs, relationships, friendships, partnerships, whatever it was, the ending was not a failure. It was a redirection. Sometimes you pray for a better life, but the path you're walking won't lead there. So the universe pushes you off that road, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. You don't always understand the why in the moment, but later you realize it was for the best. Even the plans that collapsed were part of the process. You might have been planning something small when God was preparing something big. Your dream was limited, but your destiny is not. So anything that didn't work out was simply too small for the version of you that's emerging. You weren't being punished, you were being upgraded. What seems like loss right now is actually space being created. Space for new opportunities, new blessings, new connections, new strength, and new abundance. The universe never takes without giving back something better. It simply removes what doesn't belong on the next stage of your journey. Every ending you experienced recently was a beginning in disguise. Every goodbye was making room for a new hello. Every closed door was pushing you toward the one that was actually meant for you. You may feel alone right now, but you're not. Heaven has been working behind the scenes, clearing your path and preparing the environment for your rise. You are entering a phase where everything aligns: people, opportunities, timing, and destiny. The universe isn't killing your plans, it is upgrading them. What's coming next will make you say, "Now I understand why everything had to fall apart." Your blessing is close. The rearrangement was the proof. Your past struggles activated your abundance. Everything you went through, every heavy moment, every silent battle, every heartbreak, every sleepless night, it all mattered more than you realize. At the time, it felt like you were being punished. It felt unfair, unnecessary, and too painful for one person to carry. But looking back now, you will understand something deeper. None of it was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single pain, not a single setback. All of it was building something inside you that comfort never could. Strength, wisdom, humility, compassion, and unshakable faith. You faced rejection when you were only asking for acceptance. You faced disappointment even when you had good intentions. You faced delays even when you were genuinely trying your best. And still, you didn't turn bitter. You didn't let those hardships harden your heart. You continued being a good person in a world that tried every way to turn you cold. That alone is proof of your spiritual strength. Your struggles were not signs of weakness, they were training. Every time life knocked you down, your spirit learned how to rise faster, stronger, smarter. Every time someone hurt you, your soul learned how to heal. Every time you lost something, God was preparing you to handle something bigger. You weren't failing, you were forming. Your character was being shaped, your mindset was being upgraded, and your soul was being prepared for the blessings that are finally on their way. You stayed kind when being cruel would have been easier. You stayed honest when lies could have helped you escape the situation. You stayed patient when rushing might have offered temporary relief. You chose integrity over shortcuts, loyalty over convenience, and love over ego. These choices were not small. They were signals to the universe that your heart is rare, and rare hearts receive rare blessings. Even when you were tired, you kept going. Even when everything felt heavy, you didn't quit. You held yourself together in moments where you could have easily broken apart. You carried burdens no one knew about, and still managed to smile, give, love, help, and show up for others. That strength did not go unnoticed. Heaven saw every moment you kept moving, even when it felt like you had nothing left inside you. Your suffering was never a punishment. God wasn't trying to break you. He was preparing you to handle success with humility, preparing you to value abundance with gratitude, preparing you to carry blessings without arrogance. The deeper the pain, the higher the purpose. Every struggle deposited spiritual credit into your destiny. Now that credit is returning to you in the form of unexpected abundance. This is why your blessing is coming so suddenly. Your soul earned it, long before your life showed it. You're stepping into a season where everything you lost will return multiplied. Not because of luck, but because you stayed pure in a world that tried to corrupt you. Your past didn't destroy you. It activated your future. Your mindset is expanding toward a bigger life. Without even realizing it, your way of thinking has evolved. You're not the same person you were a year ago, or even a few months ago. Your mind has quietly expanded beyond limitations that once controlled you. You no longer accept the bare minimum from life, from people, or from yourself. This shift didn't happen suddenly. Your experiences shaped it, your pain sharpened it, and your growth demanded it. What used to feel good enough now feels too small for the person you're becoming. You stopped settling for less, not because you became stubborn, but because your soul woke up. You realized you deserve respect, honesty, and peace. You realized that your time and energy have value. And once you had this realization, you naturally began letting go of things that didn't honor you. This wasn't ego, it was self-respect. You simply refused to shrink yourself to fit into situations that didn't appreciate your worth. Disrespect now feels louder. You sense it faster. You no longer overlook it. Not because you're sensitive, but because your spirit no longer tolerates environments that drain your energy. Your mindset has shifted from, "I hope they treat me right," to "I know what I deserve." This new clarity has removed many toxic patterns from your life and created room for healthy, uplifting relationships and opportunities. At the same time, your dreams grew bigger. You started imagining a future that once felt impossible. You allowed yourself to think about financial freedom, emotional stability, personal success, and a life filled with purpose. These dreams didn't appear from nowhere. Your inner world expanded enough to hold them. You stopped doubting whether you could achieve something and started asking yourself how you could achieve it. That small shift opened the door for abundance. You also began expecting better, not in a demanding way, but in a trusting way. You understood that expecting good things is not arrogance, it's alignment. When you believe you're worthy, the universe mirrors that belief. The moment you mentally raised your standards, your destiny upgraded itself to match. You didn't have to say anything out loud, your energy did the talking. This expansion in your mindset is the real reason wealth is coming into your life. Abundance doesn't flow to people who think small. It flows to people whose minds are prepared to manage it. You are becoming one of those people. Your thoughts are clearer. Your choices are wiser. Your inner strength has solidified. You no longer chase blessings. You position yourself to receive them. Heaven has been waiting for this level of inner maturity. When you finally decided deep within yourself, "I deserve a better life," everything started shifting. God didn't say no. He said, "Finally, you're ready." The blessings coming your way are not accidents. They are responses. Responses to your growth, your clarity, your healing, and your new standard for your life. You've become the version of yourself who can handle more, attract more, and sustain more. Your mindset expanded, and your life is about to expand with it. Your intuition is warning you. Something big is coming. Lately, you may have felt a strange kind of restlessness, like something inside you is shifting, but you can't put it into words. You're not sad, but you're not fully calm either. You're not anxious, but you feel alert. You're not waiting for anything. Yet there's a quiet expectation living inside your chest. This feeling isn't random. This is intuition. This is the early signal your soul receives long before your physical world catches up. Chosen ones always feel the next chapter before it arrives. You sense blessings in your spirit long before they show up in your reality. It's like your inner world already knows what's coming, even if your outer life looks the same. That sudden excitement for no reason. That's not mood. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual confirmation. Your soul is telling you, get ready. Something is on the way. Sometimes this feeling shows up as butterflies in your stomach, even on normal days. Sometimes it feels like a soft push from inside, telling you that you're close to a breakthrough. You may catch yourself smiling randomly or daydreaming about a life upgrade, even though nothing major has changed yet. This is because your spirit is already standing on the threshold of your next level. Your body hasn't arrived there yet, but your energy has. You may also feel unusually connected to signs like repeating numbers, meaningful dreams, or sudden thoughts that appear out of nowhere. These are subtle messages from the universe letting you know that the shift isn't coming. It has already begun. When something big is about to enter your life, the spiritual world starts giving you hints, urges, and inner nudges. Your intuition is simply the first messenger. This inner knowing often makes you crave change, even if you don't know what kind. You feel like cleaning your space, rethinking your routines, or pulling away from unnecessary distractions. This isn't random behavior. This is preparation. Something inside you understands that the next chapter will require a more focused, lighter, and emotionally clean version of you. Your intuition pushes you to prepare the environment before the blessing arrives. You may also notice that the things that used to stress you don't bother you as much anymore. You're calmer, softer, more trusting. You're not overreacting the way you used to. This is because your intuition knows you're entering a better season. When the future is brighter than the past, your spirit becomes peaceful even before your mind understands why. And yes, that feeling that something is about to happen is real. Chosen ones always feel the vibration of destiny before they experience the manifestation. Your inner world is sensing an opportunity, a blessing, a breakthrough, a shift, a divine alignment moving in your direction. You're not imagining this. You're not overthinking. You're receiving signals from a higher realm. Something big is not just coming. It is near, very near, close enough for your intuition to pick up its frequency, close enough that your spirit can already feel the warmth of it. The universe is whispering to you, preparing you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Your intuition isn't warning you of fear, it's alerting you of favor. Opportunities will start appearing out of nowhere. There comes a point in every chosen one's journey where life suddenly starts shifting in ways that feel almost magical. Not because you changed anything drastically, not because you worked harder overnight, and not because someone finally recognized your worth, but because heaven quietly decided, now it's their turn. When this happens, opportunities begin showing up from directions you never expected. You don't chase them, they find you. You may notice small signs at first. A random message from someone you haven't spoken to in years. A new person suddenly entering your life with a helpful intention. A call, an email, a suggestion, or a piece of information that somehow opens a new door. These things don't happen by accident. They are spiritual arrangements, timed perfectly and delivered exactly when you are ready to receive them. Sometimes the opportunity comes in the form of a sudden idea that pops into your mind and refuses to leave. Even if you don't know where it came from, it feels right. It feels aligned. That spark is divine guidance. God often plants ideas before He plants opportunities because your mind must expand before your life can expand. That random thought might be the key that unlocks your next chapter. Other times, the opportunity walks in through a person, someone you meet by chance, a conversation you didn't plan, an introduction you never expected, or a new connection that instantly feels meaningful. These are not coincidences. Heaven uses people as bridges. When destiny is near, you start meeting individuals who open doors, guide your steps, or help you reach places that once felt far away. You may also notice unexpected progress in situations that were stuck for a long time. Something that felt impossible suddenly becomes easy. A long-standing problem resolves itself. A project you were struggling with finally moves forward. This is what happens when blessings begin to chase you. The universe removes resistance, so your path becomes clear. During this phase, nothing feels forced. Opportunities flow in naturally, like water finding its way. You won't feel the need to beg, push, or struggle the way you once did. Things will align in a smooth, effortless rhythm. This is because the doors opening now are your doors. They were created with your name written on them long before you reached this moment. You may even experience moments of disbelief, opportunities so unexpected that you'll wonder, why me? But remember this, You prayed for this. You waited for this. You fought battles no one saw. You developed strength no one acknowledged. You passed tests no one knew you were going through. This is simply your reward returning to you in the form of divine timing. The universe is not giving you random chances. It's giving you appointments. Appointments with people, paths, and possibilities that match your new level. All you need to do is stay open, stay grounded, and stay prepared. Because the doors that open next will not require force. They will welcome you. This is the season where opportunities don't knock, they walk straight in. Your spirit has released poverty mindset energy. There was a time when lack, fear, and self-doubt controlled your choices. You used to worry about money, opportunities, and the future in a way that drained your soul. You questioned whether you deserved more. You hesitated before taking chances, and you doubted your own capabilities. But slowly, without a dramatic moment, you began stepping out of that old version of yourself. Something shifted inside you. Your mindset expanded, your confidence strengthened, and your spirit began releasing the heavy energy that once held you back. You're not thinking like your old self anymore. You're not picking thoughts from fear, but from faith. You no longer see your future through the lens of worry. You see it through the lens of possibility. Where you once saw problems, now you see solutions. Where you once felt trapped, now you feel guided. This shift may not be obvious to others, but spiritually, it's huge. It marks the end of a chapter where you lived in survival mode. You're also not afraid the way you used to be. Fear used to sit on your shoulders and whisper, "What if you fail?" Or, "What if you lose everything?" But now, your heart whispers something stronger. What if it works? That inner courage didn't come from nowhere. It came from all the battles you survived. You learned that fear wastes your time, but faith moves your life. And most importantly, you stopped doubting yourself. You're beginning to realize that you are capable, you are worthy, and you do deserve good things. You're not shrinking to make others comfortable. You're not hiding your gifts. You're not questioning your potential every second. That self-belief is a direct sign of abundance entering your reality. Because wealth doesn't show up in lives where doubt dominates the mind. You also stopped begging the universe. There was a time when you asked desperately, hoping something, anything, would change. But now, your energy is different. You don't beg. You trust. You don't panic. You surrender. You don't chase. You attract. This relaxed inner state tells the universe one thing: I am ready. And when a chosen one reaches that level of peace, blessings start moving toward them naturally. The real shift happened when you moved from overthinking to believing. Overthinking blocks abundance because it chokes your energy. Believing opens the gates of possibility. When you stopped replaying worst-case scenarios and started imagining best-case outcomes, the entire vibration of your life elevated. Your spirit aligned with wealth instead of worry. Poverty doesn't end when your bank balance increases. Poverty ends when your mindset changes, and your mindset has already transformed. You no longer live in fear of not having enough. You no longer hold on to scarcity beliefs taught to you by old experiences. You believe in growth, expansion, and divine timing. Because you released the poverty mindset, abundance can finally reach you. Energetically, you've cleared the block. Spiritually, you've passed the test. Emotionally, you've opened the door. Now, abundance isn't crawling toward you. It's rushing. God has declared, it's your turn now. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey where heaven finally whispers, "It's time." Not because you were perfect, not because you never made mistakes, not even because you fought harder than everyone else, but simply because God looked at your life, your heart, your effort, and said, "Enough." Now they rise. This moment is not earned through human effort alone. It is gifted through divine timing. And right now, that timing is aligning for you. You've spent years feeling like your blessings were stuck somewhere, almost ready, almost close, almost happening. Things always came near, but slipped away. You watched others receive breakthroughs while you kept waiting. You prayed, you hoped, you tried to stay strong even when you felt forgotten. But what you didn't know was that none of it was denial. It was delay. Delay with a purpose. God doesn't forget His chosen ones. He prepares them. And the long waiting period you endured was not because you lacked faith. It was because your blessing required maturity, strength, and wisdom. A gift given too early becomes a burden. But now, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, you have reached the level where you can hold what's coming without losing yourself. This is why the blessing is moving again. The opportunities that once passed by you are circling back. The people who never appreciated you will watch someone better enter your life. The doors that rejected you when you knocked are now unlocking on their own. You don't have to push them anymore. They are opening because heaven is backing you. God has declared it's your turn, and when God speaks over your life, nothing can stop what follows. Not people, not timing, not obstacles, not your past, not your fears. Divine timing overrules everything. What was blocked for years will flow freely now. What felt impossible will happen suddenly. What seemed far away will appear right in front of you. And the most powerful part? God is not just returning what you lost. He is replacing it with something better. The relationships that broke you will be replaced with love that heals you. The opportunities that slipped away will be replaced with ones that elevate you. The money you lost, the time you wasted, the energy you gave, none of it was for nothing. You are entering a season where God says, "I will restore you in a way that even you didn't imagine." You're not stepping into a normal chapter. You're stepping into a divine one. A chapter where heaven aligns people, places, and timing just for you. A chapter where you won't have to beg for support, chase opportunities, or struggle for recognition. Everything meant for you will flow towards you naturally, because the spiritual command has already been given. This is your turning point. The weight is lifting. The path is clearing. The blessing is moving. The miracle is unfolding. Because God has spoken over your life. It's your turn now.